There's a new Quest 3 head strap that has just dropped. If you've been with me a while, you already know. I have a personal favorite because of some features that it has. But what this is this is a halo head strap. What halo means is instead of putting the weight sucked into your face like your stock Quest does, Halo puts more of it up on your forehead and it keeps it off your face. But a lot of people complain about that. For them, it means it doesn't have the stability on their face they want it to have. The revolutionary thing about this head strap is it's neither a Halo nor an Elite. It's both. Let's check it out. Top-notch VR accessories for you. A whole set of instructions there. We're gonna figure it out on our own. We'll reference the instructions if we get lost. Aubika dual mode head strap. They call it a hybrid. It's able to be a Halo, it's able to be an Elite, and it's got a 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack. It looks like it goes USB-C to USB-C on the battery pack, so it's not something that's necessarily built onto the head strap, but by the look of it here, it looks like there's some sort of modular design where you can switch over to using this. Reminds me of a Bobo, quite a bit actually. Kiss, kiss.
Pesto, kiss!
At a glance, there is a button on the side telling us it looks like 3 out of 4 lights. So we've got about a 3/4 charge to start with. Any other goodies? Looks like that's all the goodies. We'll come back to the user manual and crap if we need it. Let us build. Very premium feeling knob, I gotta say. A little tiny bit of play, but the way it turns, it feels like micro clicks. Velcro on both sides here. Aha, so this comes off to reveal the battery port where this hooks on pretty solidly. Not completely solidly, but I mean, you can have it upside down, you can shake it. If you try though, you're gonna get it off there. Interesting designs. You can see a red USB-C on the battery and a red USB-C on the inside of there. But what it looks like, this obviously has this docking mechanism. So this docks here, and I'm guessing this hooks on and then heads over to your Quest. Boy, it's a kind of a short cable, I gotta say. All right, we'll play with that more in a minute. Snap in rear head pad, snaps in. Still has a little bit of mobility in the back to help fit different size head shapes. Not a lot, but it does have a little bit. Top head strap. These days, most top head straps, unless you're buying a really cheap strap, does have a big memory foam pad in the top. They've just found that that's way more comfortable for everybody. Part for the front, and it looks like it just goes in and Velcros in. So there's a little bit of a notch here that kind of tells you exactly where this is going to fit. Always a bit more finicky the first time than you want them to be. And I don't love the way that went in. And if you actually look here, you can kind of see exactly where it should land. It's not just one strap of Velcro like most of these are. It actually has a pretty clear spot where you're gonna try to put that. Line it up at the bottom, pad goes back on. Now we have a top strap. So this is the part I'm obviously curious about. It does have a right and left on it, so this must be how it goes on. Aha, so Velcro to Velcro. But the way, if you're gonna try and put it in like this, you're gonna get caught in the Velcro. This lifts up, this slides in, finds its home, boom. Now it's stuck in place. I gotta say, as far as innovations go, this is something new I've never seen anyone try to do before. So we'll give it to Aubika for that. They've already got something different. Halo mode, I don't imagine you're really gonna need the top strap, but if you're switching to Elite mode, then you would probably want the top strap. I wouldn't mind seeing a way where it stays on and kind of functions in both, because I do feel like it'd be annoying to switch this thing out all the time, especially because you know, if you have a Quest, putting the strap in the top part is a bit obnoxious, but we'll figure that out. And then this, I guess if you weren't gonna rock your battery pack, this is kind of nice to have, but I feel like that's probably an unnecessary piece. We do have spots for audio jack for Quest 3 and of course USB-C for Quest 3S. It just snaps in, so we are gonna lose some of that ability we have with other head straps to move the lenses in and out from our face, it looked like. I probably should have a facial interface. But honestly, if you're gonna go in Halo mode, you don't need the facial interface. Interesting. It's a bit smaller of a forehead pad than I'm used to, and it's a little bit higher up, so you're not getting a ton of contact. I mean, I could pretty much scratch almost my entire forehead here, but it's interesting like this, honestly. Like if I had a Quest that was like PC VR only and I never wore a facial interface, I kind of like how much I can see out of this one. That's interesting. You can get the lenses, and you can get the lenses close to your eyes if you try. You don't have that ability to slide it in, but if you push it in, the whole strap bends in several places, like back here, and it comes closer. And then also this right here, you can bring the lenses in further via those. So then now that it's on the headset, if you wanna go Elite, this is, I don't think this is what they recommend, but I'm just testing this for myself because I'm curious. Because like, if I'm gonna go back and forth, I kind of don't wanna always have to take this top pad on and off. So you could probably find a way to just leave it hooked. But in theory, if you want to go Elite, yeah, you can just slide that right off there. And the only real pain point would be this bit, getting that fed in there. And now we're in elite mode. And as far as elite head straps go, I gotta say, that's pretty nice. It really, because you have that big battery pack on the back, it is doing a lot to balance that out. I should probably refer to the instruction manual at this point. My guess is this little round end is supposed to go in your Quest. I don't think it really matters, but for some reason, I just feel like that's the end that's supposed to go there. And then this would hook in here. And now it's charging. Smart thing, they put the USB port that is on the battery to charge it separately far enough away that you're probably not gonna go, oh, it's supposed to go like this, right? Like this is pretty clearly meant for just right here. So now if I wanna go back to Halo, what's the easiest way to do it? I'm going to have to unplug this. I really want to just leave this top strap on all the time. I want to see if there's a way. I don't think they plan on you doing that, but I'm doing that for me. So in theory, you could still just have this up here, not really in use, just kind of stored on there. You just have to make sure and leave it loose enough to get the slack you're looking for. And it's really that simple to go back and forth. Now, why would you want to go back and forth? Most people either prefer an Elite or they prefer a Halo. They don't prefer both. But let's say you and your partner who you live with, one of you loves Elites, one of you hates Elites. One of you loves Elites, one of you loves Halos, and you only have one headset. This pretty much solves that problem. You can pretty much switch back and forth pretty painlessly, I've got to say, especially if you're doing it the way I'm doing it here, which I don't think is the recommended way. But if you were to always leave your top strap on, when it's time you would just push this off. I do keep accidentally popping this side off, which I don't love. I wish that stayed on a little harder, but it's basically that simple to switch. That is a wild design. Innovative and interesting, I've got to say. And now, of course, if they drop a dock that comes with extra of these batteries, you'd have the same features you have with the Bobo VR, having the hot-swappable battery, being able to swap it back and forth, while having the perks of always being able to have an Elite or a Halo. And they're both comfortable, they're both pretty well done. So far, I'm gonna give it to them for doing something I never thought of, never seen anyone else try to do, and doing it in a pretty quick swappable design. But what most people are probably gonna be doing, if you're doing it like the proper way, is you would be unhooking this. And that's gonna make your transfer back and forth every time a little bit more painstaking, unless the other person who likes the Elite can manage to use it without a top strap, which I would say is possible. I would not say it's probably gonna be anybody's favorite thing, because typically with Elites, you want that top strap to take a little bit of that weight off the front. But if there's someone who does quick workouts and wants it to be really stable and tight, I mean, this is staying there, this is on. The only thing is you always have to unplug this, which I don't love that, unfortunately. Can I do this with the headset on? It's a little bit more complicated, I will admit. Ha. And then it's time to switch. The only thing is this cable, always having to refine this is a bit annoying. Find it.
That's what she said.
Oh, did I pop this thing off again? Is that what's happened? Oh yeah. I keep popping that left side off every time I do the transfer, which I shouldn't be doing. Boom, Halo. Elite. Obviously the top strap is gonna add some complications. You gotta think about that for yourselves, but dang, I gotta say, so far I am pleasantly surprised. I gotta take us away, test it, play games, feel it out, see what the battery life is like, see what charging it's like. We got a lot to do before we come back with final thoughts. Initial first impressions, innovative, clever, unusual. I will also check the actual instructions and make sure, because I do think the way that we do that is the way we're supposed to do that, because this part, it also doesn't fit very well with the battery there. So I definitely think it's meant to be this way, but I do feel like if it was the other way, I would have been able to find the hole a little easier and put this in, and it looks a little more seamless, but it's a tight fit, but maybe it's meant to go that way. And I wouldn't mind seeing if they had added something for cable management right there too, but can't win them all. My only other minor gripe right now is I do feel like when this thing is attached to the headset, this doesn't line up as perfectly as you want to. Like, look at how big that is over here. That's why it was so hard to put it on my face. You kind of have to like bend it in and then find your edges. And I think that's also why it keeps trying to disconnect this, is because this is putting some pressure like that, which makes it want to snap this side off like that. So if it's not on the headset, it seems like it's probably a little easier to do your swap. But the whole point is you want to have it on your headset and make the swap really easy. So some stuff to do more tests on and more research on, but we will come back with more about this, and I am very curious at how it's going to test out. So we'll be back. And we're back. And in testing, I asked myself, is it just me after having a Quest Pro, or can I just rock any head strap without a facial interface? Because I found that I was doing the same thing with this one, rocking it without it, especially if you do keep the top strap attached. To me, it's not as much surface area as most head straps, but I was fine. Playing all kinds of games, and even ones like Onward where you're moving, you're precise, you're quick, and I found that I could tighten it up, especially if I tighten up a little extra. I really felt fine without a facial interface, and I find that's my go-to a lot these days. I did play it with it just in case, and of course, if you are switching it to an Elite, you do have to have one on. If you leave the head strap on, let's see. Get ready, okay? We're gonna see how quickly we can switch this thing out to an Elite.
3 hours later.
So this is not my fastest time. Boom. Elite. Now, the way they describe it in their instructions, yes, you do remove this to use it Halo style, or you put it back on to use Elite, which is gonna cause a lot more time and effort, because the biggest part of putting an Elite strap on is always fishing it through this part right here. Because if you keep the facial interface on, or if you take it off, at least they do a nice thing for you. They leave a lot of space here without any Velcro, so it does fold up pretty nicely. But for me, I found I still liked it in Halo. I like Halo straps personally, I like them best. The Elite was nice, the option was nice, especially if, like, let's say you're gonna go do fitness right now, and you really had this with no facial interface on. The only part supporting your forehead was this. Yeah, you can make the swap. I personally still was able to do fitness just fine with only this, no facial interface, with or without the top strap, although the top strap did help. But that said, whether you're using it in Elite or you're using it in Halo, I did overall like the strap. It's not gonna become my everyday go-to more than any other reason, because I just still love the fan on my regular strap. I found I was missing that all the time, but I did find as a Halo on this one with no facial interface, I still was more comfortable than normal, because it is a much smaller surface area actually touching your skin. And then if you don't have the facial interface, literally that's the only part touching the front of your face. So you can still get some natural airflow, which I did like about it. I did check the manual, as I said, and this is the way they recommend plugging the whole thing in. Round end going in the front. Obviously you can put it upside down or right side up, but it was in their mind the round end, which I thought was weird. You can swap it. It will fit in the back just fine. It won't really impede your battery. I think I'm just so used to every strap being this design that I found this more naturally, that I gravitated towards it. But still, you could not get the head strap on even if you left that in there. It just blocked it. 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack, hooks on nicely. An interesting feature, there's a vibration motor somewhere. I think it's in the actual battery. It made me wonder if they were considering some sort of vibrating function or something, but you plug it in, it'd tell you, hey, it's on, and it would vibrate as feedback, which was a little bonus, but I just couldn't help but think, man, that seems like a missed opportunity to not use that somehow with games or something. I don't know if that's even possible, but it would be really cool if it was. And then of course, depending on how much your Quest 3 battery has degraded over time, if you got it at launch, you might be looking at 4 to 5 hours total with this, maybe more, depending on if you're doing light purposes. But I found my Quest, since I've had it since launch, has degraded down to about an hour 20 on mixed reality, when it was about an hour 30 when I first started. Not bad. Sometimes it does an hour 30. It's really hard to test that reliably, but over time you gotta expect a little bit of battery degradation. Overall, I do like the head strap. I would like it more if it had a second battery and a dock with it. Obviously that's gonna up the price, but the ability to hot swap these back and forth. Also, a dock would probably charge it faster. I did find plugging in the side seemed like it was a pretty slow charge. You get to keep this original thing, so if you do decide you want to just use it the way it is, that snaps in magnetically. And if for some reason this is all you wanted when you got it, you didn't care about the battery part, that makes the swap much easier, because you no longer have to plug in and unplug that every time. You literally could just throw this around and boom, you're back in Halo mode, because you don't have a thing to plug in and unplug every time. It's a neat innovation. I like the idea. I do think it's a little bit gimmicky. I don't think there's tons of people out there that want to switch back and forth between Elite and the Halo that often, that they're going to go through the process. But I do think if two people are using the same headset, one loves Halo, one loves Elite, you can't come to an agreement, you're not going to buy a second headset, it does unlock that ability, which is pretty cool. But on top of it, it's still a comfy head strap, charges it, you can take the battery off, you can hot swap it if they do offer a second one. So it does everything it's meant to do, and I like that about it. I do worry, I didn't trudge mine through the mud, but I do worry that these are gonna get a little gross over time. They chose to have this Velcro here, which is what attaches this, but it's white. I just feel like that's gonna get dingy and gross pretty quickly. You can probably clean it up, but I almost would have been okay with the black Velcro like they did inside of here, just because it would probably look better for longer, especially if you got really grubby hand people touching your headset all the time up here. I have a feeling that's gonna get gross on you, but ultimately it's not gonna become my full-time head strap, but I think for plenty of people who get it, they'll be happy with it. What do you think? Do you prefer Elite or Halo? I should leave a poll. I wish they'd let you do that, a poll underneath, because I think most people who have tried both prefer Halo at this point, but still plenty of people only want Elite. Hey, to each his own. But thank you so much for being here with me. Let me know in the comments what you think down below, and if they do drop a dock setup and it is somehow cheaper than the whole Bobo, would you go this way? But thank you once again for being here with me, and I'll see you in another reality.